He didn't just wipe out a project. He erased half a year of relentless work, long nights, grueling 12-hour shifts, carefully laid plans, every line of code, every pitch, every piece of strategy, all gone with a click. I didn't even get a moment to react before he looked straight at me and said, loud enough for everyone in the boardroom to hear, "This is worthless. Start over." I didn't blink. I just stared back. Mark Tressler, my father-in-law, CEO of Irexon, a billionaire who destroyed people with a smile, the kind of man who pulled the rug out from under you while complimenting your balance. Then my phone rang. I picked up right there in front of everyone. "Yes," I said, eyes still locked on his. "I accept the $700,000. Send over the contract." The room fell dead quiet. He turned pale, then flushed red, then froze completely. I hung up, slipped my phone into my pocket, and began calmly packing my laptop. "You're leaving?" he asked, but too late. "I've been promoted," I replied, "just not here." Then I walked out. 5 years ago, I married his daughter, Elise, smart, compassionate, always trying to mediate between her father's ruthless ambition and the people left in his wake. At our wedding, Mark gave me a whiskey and said, "If you want to build something real, come to Virexon." I took it as a gesture of respect. It wasn't. 2 years later, I joined the company, started at the bottom, worked hard, delivered results, and climbed quickly until he made me head of innovation. A title with flash, but no real power. I became his trophy son-in-law, someone he could parade around, someone to smile while he siphoned my work. His betrayal wasn't a surprise attack. It was slow and steady, like ice creeping over a window pane. A prototype I had designed showed up in a pitch, credited to someone else. My meetings began to vanish from the calendar. Then the whisper started, too sensitive, too impulsive, not suited for a high-level strategy. Elise noticed. She asked questions. Mark gave vague answers. "He's learning," he said. "He's not there yet." What I didn't realize at the time was that Elise was part of it. She'd been feeding updates to her father from our bedroom. Conversations meant to be private became ammunition. I didn't know my wife was prepping me to fail, while smiling like she was helping. Everything shifted a month ago. I discovered an email Elise had accidentally CC'd me on. It was a message to Mark. "He's finally wrapping up the prototype. You can kill it now. He won't fight." She'd used my laptop and left it open. Her mistake. I didn't confront her. I said nothing. Instead, I began planning. I rebuilt everything from scratch, this time on a private server, more advanced, sleeker, faster. I gave it a new name, Neon Rift. I filed the patent under a different company, one I secretly owned. Then I reached out to Virexon's fiercest rival, Cake Systems. They were skeptical, then curious, then eager. I flew to Zurich under pseudonym, gave them the full demo. The CTO leaned forward and said, "Whatever it takes. I want full creative control." I told them, and I want Mark to see it happen. They laughed. Then they agreed. A $700,000 signing bonus. More than double my annual Virexon salary. That boardroom scene, that was my trap. I let him destroy a fake version of my project. I needed him to do it, needed him to humiliate me publicly. Then I answered that call. On speaker. Every executive heard the deal being sealed. He tried calling afterward. Elise did too. I didn't pick up. Instead, I sent Mark a document. The official Neon Rift patent, complete with my name, timestamp logs, airtight legal protections. And a simple note. "You deleted the wrong file." A week later, Cakes launched Neon Rift at the Global Tech Summit. It blew up. Media coverage exploded. Investors bolted from Virexon. Stock fell 38% in a day. Mark tried damage control, accused me of theft, claimed it was corporate sabotage. But my trail was clean. I hadn't used a single line of Virexon's code. My work was isolated, protected, legal. He had nothing on me. Elise filed for divorce soon after, claimed ignorance, said she had no idea what her father was planning. I didn't reply. I mailed her a framed copy of the email she'd sent. No message, just proof. Mark eventually stepped down. No statement. No goodbye. The man who once commanded the room with his voice now hid behind lawyers and public relations spin. And me? I sit in a glass-wall corner office, sunlight pouring in, with a panoramic view of Lake Geneva. Neon Rift is a success beyond projections. My name is on the product, on the patent, on the door. Sometimes I think back to that moment, him grinning like he'd won while hitting delete. He thought he was erasing me, but I wasn't gone. I was just preparing. Justice doesn't always wear a robe or speak through verdicts. Sometimes it arrives quietly with planning patience and one perfectly timed phone call. And sometimes it's written across the face of the man who thought he was a predator, only to realize too late he'd been the prey all along.